is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
Storms are threatening Florida's Gulf Coast all series long. The dome of Tropicana Field is a very welcoming sight as the Twins kick off a 3-game stint tonight against the Rays. A tough finale didn't dampen the overall excitement of the explosive series in Cleveland. 37 runs over 4 games led to a huge series win over the best team in the American League. Tonight in St. Pete, it's a veteran rookie battle on the mound for the Twins. It's Ervin Santana, and the Rays, it's rookie left-hander Blake Snell, both of which had a strong month of July. Welcome to St. Petersburg, everybody. I'm Audra Martin. Despite yesterday's outcome, the Twins' confidence level is very high, and that has followed them here to this 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, the last time these two teams met, it was the Rays who took 3 out of 4, but a lot has changed since that early June series. So here's how this one is shaping up. Brian Dozier was a big part of the offensive outburst in Cleveland, and now he takes a 13-game hit streak that includes 6 home runs into tonight's game. Right there with him this week was Joe Mauer. Number 7 went 12 for 18 against the Indians with 7 of those hits going for extra bases. In the other dugout, though, sits Evan Longoria, who pounded the Twins for 5 home runs and 8 RBI in that early June series. Coming up, more on tonight's sizzling starter. Ervin Santana has been great over his last 8. What he needs to do tonight is coming your way from Bert Bylevin and Dick Bremer next on Fox Sports North.
Irvin Santana gets the ball tonight as the Twins open up a new 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Santana's been pitching as well as anybody else in the American League. We'll see how he fares in the series opener tonight. And we welcome you to Tropicana Field. Dick Bramer, Bert Blyleven for the opener. It's been a good road trip for the Twins, having taken 3 out of 4 against the Indians, and now they send their ace, Irvin Santana, to the mound tonight.
You know what the Twins have? They have some young pitchers like Barrios, and they have, you know, Duffy. Well, they need a leader, and Irvin Santana has been that leader over his last 8 starts. He has been lights out. Not a lot of walks. He has 3 wins, only because he has not had a lot of run support. Very good earned run average in the 55 innings pitched. Only 8 walks and a lot of strikeouts. So Santana hopefully will pitch well here tonight. Be that leader. Be the ace of the ball club. Hopefully Santana can be that guy.
Twins lineup did a great job in Cleveland against the best pitching staff in the American League. They'll face another tough one in this series here in St. Petersburg. The series opener coming up next. For a visiting baseball team, Cleveland never sounded better than it did earlier this week. The Twins pounded out a lot of hits, just the continuation of what has been now a 7-week stretch where the Twins lineup has really been potent. Big slugging percentage, best in the major leagues. In terms of run scoring, the best in the major leagues. Audra Martin, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer here at Tropicana Field. They'll be facing the Twins lineup will. Another good pitching staff in this Tampa Bay Ray team. And the problem for the Twins hasn't been playing against the best teams in the league like Cleveland. It's been playing against the likes of the Atlanta Braves and the Tampa Bay Rays. Paul Molitor hoping that that will change tonight with this Menards batting order. Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer, Max Kepler, Miguel Sano, Kurt Suzuki, Robbie Grossman, Eduardo Escobar, Jorge Polanco, and Byron Buxton.
And that'll beat 6'4", 23-year-old Blake Snell, making just his 10th major league start, his first appearance against the Minnesota Twins. Good job so far. Very good earned run average. What has hurt him so far are the walks. 25 walks in just less than 50 innings pitched.
And Dozier takes a fastball and a strike.
And with that, I talked to Tom Bernansky about that. They're going to be a little patient. Make him get ahead in the count. Make him throw a lot of pitches, which he does early. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup is what Snell features. More the curveball than the slider.
93-mile-per-hour fastball and a very good curveball, we're told. Crew chief is Tom Hallion. He has plate duty. Phil Cuzzy, Scott Berry, Adam Hammery on the bases.
Now, Tom Hallion, the crew chief here, his 24th year as a major league umpire.
1-1. And a drive to right center field and hit deep. Souza bowing back, and it is caught at the wall. Dozier a step short of hitting one out, one down.
He's home run in his last 3 ball games. Almost started this ball game with a home run.
And Joe Mauer had 12 hits in Cleveland, 12 for 18, 7 extra base hits, and as you watch any of the series at all, you saw him pull the ball more.
Right. And I think that was the impressive part about Joe Mauer. Of course, a lot of his hits to left field, but not in that Cleveland series. Yeah, some of them went that way. Some of them left the field, too. And that's good to see for Joe Mauer.
Lefty against lefty. And a fastball off the plate. Joe particularly enjoys hitting in this ballpark. In his career, and we're talking about a long time now, he's hit .398 here at Tropicana Field.
That's the highest ever in this in ballpark history.
Take a look at our Toyota Key stat. 30 games played here, .398 average, a .500 on base percentage. Seeing Blake Snell as the entire Twins lineup is for the first time. 1-1. And missing 2-1.
Now, Snell made his major league debut back in the late April against the Yankees. He pitched a whale of a ball game, 5 innings, only gave up 1 run, then was sent back down to AAA and then recalled in the middle of June.
There's an off-speed pitch over for a strike. 2-2.
Snell's major league win, first major league win, came in his 4th start. That was here at Tropicana Field against the Boston Red Sox.
Beat the Yankees his last time out, striking out 9 batters. 2-2 to Mauer. And now a full count. Max Kepler will hit next.
If he'll throw that curveball right here, show the Twins that he'll get it over. No, it's a fastball fouled off.
Up to 95 miles per hour. Northland Ford defense for the Rays. Corey Dickerson's in left. Very good center fielder. And Kevin Kiermaier. Steven Souza Jr. in right. Longoria, Beckham, Forsythe, Franklin the infielders. And Luke Mailey behind the plate.
Yeah, they say in the Tampa Bay Rays notes that Snell in 49 1/3 innings pitched has only given up 1 hit off his curveball.
Driven foul, another fastball. $12 hits in Cleveland. That's a lot of hits.
Well, it's good to see Joe on that streak. Not only, as we talked about, the way he's hitting the ball too, up the middle to right field. The ball's left up a couple times in Cleveland. He hooked it.
Another 3-2 from Snell. Driven to center and a base hit. Great at bat for Mauer, who fell behind, worked the count full, and a sharp single to center with 1 out.
Well, Snell kept challenging him with that fastball. Finally got a fastball up, and Joe lined it into center field. First hit of the ball game. Such a sweet swing for Joe Mauer.
You can see where the Rays were playing him in the outfield with an extreme outfield shift. What we've seen over the last couple of weeks, teams less and less apt to do that because he has used the whole field. Now he singles sharply up the middle. We'll see if that shift changes by the end of the series. And now Kepler takes up ball 1. Kepler, of course, had the great series in Cleveland. Hit the ball hard almost all series long. including a 3-home-run game on Monday.
Yeah, Max currently on a 7-game hitting streak, 12 hits in his last 27 at-bats.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. A big thrill for him before the game. He hadn't seen his father in 6 months, and his mother and father and sister are here in St. Petersburg. Got a chance to get reconnected with Dad, who's seeing him play in the big leagues for the first time. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, a couple breaking balls down and away. Snell just 23 years old. He was the Rays' #1 pick back in 2011 out of Shorewood High School in the Seattle, Washington area.
Swing and a miss. And KEPLER strikes out, 2 down.
Well, after a couple breaking balls down and away, Snell going with the fastball. And KEPLER swinging through it. First strikeout for Snell.
Put it in a good spot. I think the Indians found out Max tends to like that fastball down and in, around knee high, thigh high. That was up around the belt line. Here is Miguel Sano, the designated hitter. Pitch is up, ball 1.
And of course, the big thing for Sano, make better contact. Average down to 239, a lot of strikeouts.
He has hit .271 against lefties. And the count goes to 2-0. Been a difficult stretch for Sano at the plate and in the field. Another error yesterday. And now 3-0 and Suzuki in the on deck circle.
And don't be surprised, Sano looking down at Gene Glenn. Does he have the green light right here? Look for the fastball middle in, that he can hit one of the catwalks here.
He did that last year. That didn't work out so good. And a fastball and a strike. Three and 1. The cleanup batter. At the knees, 3-2.
Good pitch down in the strike zone.
Bauer will leave early from first with 2 down and a full count. So Franklin looking in the dugout. Now the Rays want him to play off the bag. Came back with 3 fastballs to strike Sano out, leaving Bauer at first. Ervin Santana to the mound next for the Twins. Rays been a disappointing year for them. They had a, I think, better than expected year last year. Last in the American League East, the Menards batting order for the Rays. Logan Forsythe, their leadoff batter. Kevin Kiermaier batting second. Then Evan Longoria, Brad Miller, Nick Franklin, Corey Dickerson, Steven Souza Jr., Tim Beckham, and Luke Mailey.
And it'll be veteran 33-year-old Ervin Santana on the mound here. We talked about in the open his last 8 starts. 6 of 8 quality starts, 3-2 record, 1.96 ERA. Making his 17th career start against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Here's Forsythe. And there's a first pitch strike. Forsythe, Kiermaier, and Longoria. 3 games here with the Rays. The Rays need to win 1 game to put together. Hit up the middle, a liner for a base hit. They need 1 win of the 3 games here to put together their first winning homestand of the year. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Robbie Grossman gets a start in left field. Byron Buxton in center. Max Kepler in right. Polanco and Escobar left side of the infield. Dozier, Mauer on the right side, and Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Now Santana from the stretch will face Kevin Kiermaier. Up and away, ball 1. The Rays entering this game with a .238 team batting average, the worst in the American League. Down and in 2-0.
Kiermaier just coming off the disabled list in the middle of July. He spent almost a month on a disabled list with a fractured left hand. Average down.
The left. And retreating a few steps, it's Grossman. 1 down. That'll bring up Evan Longoria, who almost single-handedly beat the Twins 3 times in Minnesota. What a series. 5 home runs.
You know, you look at that lineup for the Rays. This is the one guy you do not want to beat you, because that's what he is. He's the best player on that ball club. But he did some damage in that 4-game series in Minnesota.
You can see in that series where the Twins pitched him. And where he hammered the home run.
So he should stay away from right down the middle.
Down the middle is not a good spot.
Okay.
That will not come as a news flash, I don't imagine, but.
Well, one of those 5 home runs came against Santana when he did face the Rays.
Popped up. And Suzuki back, but it is out of play. It hit an empty seat.
That's a surprise.
Twins hope this will be a good road trip, but it'll be hardly noticed by the home crowds in Cleveland or here, the 2 teams with the worst attendance in the American League. And it was a good stop in Cleveland. A disappointing end to the 4-game series yesterday. Twins didn't play well in any facet of the game and lost, but they took 3 out of 4 on the team that had the best record in the American League. Longoria whistles 1 foul.
Yeah, Longoria's had some very good at-bats against Santana. Of course, that home run earlier this year back in early June, but 8 hits in 20 at-bats, a .400 batting average with 3 home runs against Santana.
And a lob to first.
Now, Rays don't run a lot. They have not had They've not had a lot of success on the base paths. 39 stolen bases. They've been caught 26 times. Forsythe 5 stolen bases.
And Longoria fans on 3 pitches, 2 down.
Good breaking ball right there, and that's what we've seen from Santana. Changing speeds well, working both sides of the plate. You see that little breaking ball? Even though it stayed up, it had enough bite on it that Longoria, reaching out, swung through it. Well, first strikeout for Santana.
I'll bring up Brad Miller, who's in a state of transition here in St. Petersburg. He was their shortstop. And base hit to left. He just keeps on hitting. He's not going to be their shortstop anymore, but he keeps hitting and hitting for power, and he gets a 2-out single here in the first.
Yeah, the Rays made a trade. They traded left-handed pitcher Matt Moore and got Matt Duffy back, who played third base for the Giants, but the Rays feel that he is their future shortstop, so that moves Miller over to first base or in the designated hitter role.
And now Franklin with 2 men aboard and 2 out. Up high with a breaking ball.
Franklin in his 3rd season with the Rays, switch hitting first baseman here tonight. Hitting .326 as a left-handed hitter, only .211 from the right side.
And now a strike. And Miller, the erstwhile shortstop, figures to see a lot of time at first base, and that'll take some playing time away from Franklin. Doesn't hit for much power, but as you see, a much better left-handed batter than a right-handed batter. And a base hit to right. Forsythe to third. He's being waved in. Kepler's throw comes through, not in time, and the Rays, with 3 singles, get at least 1 run here in the first inning.
Well, Franklin again hitting .326. 3 different stints this season with the Rays, up and down between AAA and the big leagues. Got a fastball that tailed away but stayed up. Allowed Franklin to get good wood on it. Kepler comes in, does a good job because he throws this ball right to Joe Mauer and through. And that keeps the runner, Miller, at second base.
And now Corey Dickerson.
So an early run off of Santana for Franklin, his 15th run batted in. This is what you want to do as an outfielder too. Watch his throw. Right at Joe Mauer. You see Miller right there has to stay at second. The ball has a little lob to it. Miller may go to third.
And a first pitch strike.
Santana over his career here at Tropicana Field. This is his 12th start. He's 3-5, but an earned run average at 6.42. He has struggled here at Tropicana Field.
And now a fastball inside.
In his career, this is his 17th career start against the Rays. 6 wins, 7 losses, a 5.48 ERA. And there's his numbers here.
Swing and a miss, and a big one. 1-2.
Dickerson in his first season with the Tampa Bay Rays, coming over from the Colorado Rockies.
Zipped inside 2-2. And a foul off the glove of Suzuki. Santana pitching to his 6th batter. He's only thrown 17 pitches. An early run against the Twins ace. Santana in damage control mode. That's a snap bat, and Mauer can't catch the foul ball. That one splintered along the length of the barrel.
Half of the bat ended up at first base where Joe Mauer is.
I thought Joe was going for the baseball. He may have been running away from the bat.
That little cutter slider, and the bat basically in half. Jimmy Reese, the former infield coach for the Angels, outfield, whatever he was 94 years old. He hit fungos with a bat that looked like that after it broke in half.
Basically a fungo bat sawn in half, right?
Right.
2-2. Fouled back. Often thought about that, and I saw Jimmy do it years ago in Anaheim, and I thought, now if you're a hitter in the Angels, on the Angels team, and you're swinging and missing, and here's this 92-year-old man flipping balls up and using half a fungo bat and hitting it exactly where he wants. You probably don't want to go to Jimmy Reese and complain that you don't seem to have good bat control.
Late Jimmy Reese was a great man. His claim to fame was rooming with Babe Ruth.
Swing and a miss. That puts an end. Suzuki, I think, got hit with the follow through of Dickerson's bat. Ouch. Strike three with Dickerson's follow through.
Yeah, watch his follow through right here. Dickerson with that. You see where that barrel of the bat ended up hitting the left wrist area of Kurt Suzuki. Ouch, maybe the forearm. Now he's got to try to swing the bat.
Yeah. See Suzuki grimacing as he's trying to get loose and shaking his head side to side. That is still bothering him. He'll face Snell, and then it'll be Grossman and Escobar. You know, the Rays over the years have been very patient with their pitchers. Didn't make any difference whether it was David Price, Chris Archer. They tended to err on the side of leaving him in the minor leagues longer than most organizations would. So that Snell has made such a rapid climb through their system tells you something about how highly thought of he is. David Price pitched in the World Series, and then the Rays sent him back to the minor leagues coming out of spring training. This guy was drafted 2 years ago, and now he's taking his turn in the rotation. One strike to Suzuki. And now a ball.
Yeah, Snell again, just 23 years old, 101 minor league starts, 36 wins, a very good ERA at 3.21. 485 innings pitched in the minor leagues, 557 strikeouts. So he's a strikeout pitcher, but again, a lot of walks, 238 in the minor leagues.
It looked like a straight change there that he hit the outside corner with 1 and 2.
You know, Dick, so what I look at as a youngster like this, that means he's that pitch count that they want today of 100. That's going to be in the 5th or 6th inning. He threw 21 pitches in the first.
Chopper to the second baseman. Forsythe right there. Suzuki retired, 1 down. September 9th is University of St. Thomas night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Thomas theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and purple and gray Twins cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/St. Thomas or call 800-33-TWINS. 1 down now. Robbie Grossman. Grossman with huge spreads between his right-handed batting average and left. Getting 342 as a right-handed batter. His on-base percentage with all the walks now dipping just below 400. And a pitch is up, 1-1.
Yeah, most of his at-bats coming as a left-handed hitter, but as a right-handed hitter, 26 hits and 76 at-bats.
And 9 extra base hits. And he takes one at the belt, 1-2. This is a Tampa Bay team that, when it's been successful, and this has not been a good year, but they typically still have a really good pitching staff. And right now they're pitching really well. They've allowed 3 runs or less in 10 straight games.
Yeah, their pitching staff the 6th best in the American League as far as combined ERA starter relievers.
And Grossman takes one down the middle. 2 down, 3 early strikeouts for Snell.
And you see that a lot from Robbie Grossman, taking that 3rd pitch like he's surprised, maybe looking for a breaking ball, maybe the curveball, but instead it's a fastball outer half of the plate that Grossman took for the 3rd strikeout for Snell.
2 down, and now Escobar. Escobar, of course, a switch hitter, and he split his hits evenly, right-handed, left-handed. Takes strike 1. Popped up near first base. Franklin with the catch in a 1-2-3 second for Blake Snell. He was in the second half last year too. Irvin Santana's pitched awfully well for the Twins, which I think answers the question, why would you consider trading him when he has pitched so well and you're hoping to rebuild a pitching staff around him next year?
Right. Again, you got some young kids in this rotation for the Twins. No better guy to look up to than a guy that, when he's healthy, he can give you 200+ innings a year.
His ERA 3.5. The team's ERA just south of 5. So yeah, if the Twins and Rob Antony were blown away by an offer from somebody, and we know, having been there right before the break, the Rangers were reportedly interested in picking up Santana, but they didn't want to give up, for instance, Jurickson Profar and another player, so Santana will stay with the Twins. Chopped foul. Still 2 strikes. Souza, Beckham, and MAILE.
Yeah, Souza in his 2nd season with the Rays, coming over from the Washington Nationals a couple years ago.
Just down and away. outside corner. That's the first time we've heard Tom Hallion. Actually, the second time. Grossman was called out on strikes too.
Yeah, strikeout number 3 for Santana. Good slider down and away.
It's different for you because you were a pitcher. Did you enjoy when an umpire did this?
Oh, heck yeah. Yes. How could you not?
Well, what if you were a hitter?
Well, you probably don't like that.
One down. And now Tim Beckham. Beckham getting the short stopping duties tonight. Just off the outside corner.
Yeah, Beckham a couple stints with the Rays. He started with the Rays, then optioned out back in May, and then recalled on June 1st. The average down. Guy you want to keep off the bases, get some speed.
Ooh. Santana just missed the outside corner. Thought he had the inside corner. Instead, it's 2-0.
He was a Rays #1 pick back in 2008 out of Griffin High School, Griffin, Georgia.
High fly to center, and another product of the state of Georgia should catch this. Byron Buxton, 2 down. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. 2 down, and now Luke Maile. Three singles on a run for the Rays in the first. Twins with a pull shift on for the number 9 batter. Foul back to the screen.
The Rays had a transaction here today. They brought back Bobby Wilson. He was claimed off waivers from the Texas Rangers.
Right. He was here before, and then he was in Anaheim for a while. I would think if you were a backup catcher, you would have one suitcase packed at all times to go someplace, any place. They bounce around. Bobby Wilson, Chris Jimenez. Drew Butera, by backup catching standards, has had a lot of job security in 3 different stops. Minnesota, well, Twins got him from the Mets. He wasn't able to, he never played in the big leagues for the Mets, but then from the Twins to the Dodgers to the Royals. 0-2. One and two.
I tried that slider again, down and away, and missed.
And now missed inside with a fastball.
Santana, the veteran, tonight making his 334th major league start.
Tom Hallion at it again. He's rung up 2 batters in a 1-2-3 second inning.
Gotta love that man.
Fox Sports North is presented by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. And by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Down 1-0. Irvin Santana giving up 3 singles and a run in the first. See what the Twins can do about that in the top of the third, starting with Jorge Polanco. And a strike.
You know, when the Twins traded Eduardo Nunez, Polanco got the opportunity to come up. This is his 4th stint with the Twins, but making the most out of it. Paul Molitor, I think, and the Twins want to see what this young man can do.
One of the things that's helped, he's been handling plays at third base very well. Miguel Sano's given the Twins some substandard defense at third base. Of course, then to put Sano in the DH spot, you pretty much take Kenny Vargas out of the lineup, and he's been swinging well. 0-2 to Polanco. Just missed. Close pitch.
Yeah, a lot of strikeouts so far. Of the 12 outs, 7 strikeouts so far for both pitchers. Snell has 3. Santana has 4. This is a tight curveball right here. Pretty good location.
Hallian called it low, I guess. 1-2. Fouled back. If you were to rank Polanco's positions in terms of ability, Twins preference, it would be second base, third base, and shortstop. And so, given Sano's struggles defensively, Polanco's getting his chance most nights at third base.
And Rochester mainly at second base, but with Dozier there, he's getting moved around.
And a base hit to left. Polanco a switch hitter, and he gets a base hit to start the third inning.
Yeah, he came into that at bat with a 6-game hitting streak, 5 for 12 in that 4-game series in Cleveland. And right there, fought off a fastball. Open up quickly. Twins get their second hit. And it's a leadoff single here in the top of the third.
That'll bring up Buxton. Buxton struggling. He's had some knee issues. I asked him today about this artificial turf here and whether that aggravated, and he goes, no, that's his knees feeling fine or better every day. But the batting average is continuing to take a beating. Didn't start in the first 3 games in Cleveland. He got a start yesterday. Struck out once and popped up 3 times, and that's not where the Twins want Buxton to put the ball in play. 1 strike. And a foul tip in the dirt. 0-2.
And again, contact for Buxton has been the biggest issue. 78 strikeouts for Buxton in 195 at-bats.
Polanco can run a little bit. He's at first. Buxton trying to hit out of an 0-2 hole. Tied him up inside, and he's gone on 3 pitches.
Yeah, that more looked like a slider right there over the curveball.
Brian Dozier will hit, but first let's hear from Audra Martin.
Thanks, guys. 2 nights ago, Brian Dozier went into the clubhouse during a game to get new batting gloves, and he told the director of team travel that I'm going to go out and hit a home run right now, and that is exactly what he ended up doing. Now, as well as he knows himself, Brian admitted after the game last night that he's still learning a lot about hitting, mostly to just take what the game gives him, whether that is a home run or if it's just a single. Now, the thing about Brian Dozier, that confidence at the plate has led to him having 10 hits, 5 of which have been home runs in his last 5 games. The last 2 Twins players to do that was David Ortiz back in 2002 and Kirby Puckett in '95. So, guys, he's in some pretty good company there.
Absolutely, and Dozier hitting now more often than not with the infield lined up conventionally. When the Rays were at Target Field in early June, they and just about everybody else pulled Dozier, shifted Dozier to the pull side with 3 infielders commonly on the left side of second base. And now, because he's, as he said, using the whole field more, in this case Forsythe has to stay pretty close to the second base bag, but on the right side. 1-1. Dozier nearly hit a home run to right field his first time up. He sent Souza to the warning track in right.
Well, a lot of time with Tom Bernansky, Rudy Hernandez, the two hitting coaches for the Twins, trying to get him focused more up the middle. But if you make a mistake Brian's still quick enough and strong enough to hit it out.
Paraphrasing Paul Molitor, that's exactly what he said in meeting with the media today regarding Dozier. You can see during his 13-game hitting streak, 3 hits to right field. But he said he hopes Brian is learning that you can use the whole field, and that won't diminish your ability to hit a home run to the pull side. You simply react to those pitches, and Brian has proven he's got the power to hit them out. 2-1. There goes Polanco. It's a check swing. It's a strike, and a pitch in the dirt not handled by MAILE, and Polanco gets a stolen base.
Yeah, his second stolen base in the 73rd for the Twins in 95 attempts. So he went on a good pitch, head first slide. He gets in the scoring position for Brian Dozier.
Be interesting to see in the last 2 months roughly how many stolen bases the Twins will get, having traded Nunez, who was leading the American League in stolen bases, with 27 at the time of the trade. Dozier drives it down the line, but foul. You know, team stolen base statistics can get a little skewed when you've got somebody leading the league, and now the Polancos and Doziers and hopefully Buxtons of the world will try to pick up the slack.
Yeah, Oakland always looked good with Ricky Henderson.
Yes.
Even though they had Canseco, McGuire, and other guys like that couldn't run.
Similarly, Houston has Altuve.
Yep.
Cleveland has Rajay Davis. 2-2 to Dozier. Hit to the outfield should tie the game. Here's a drive to right center field. Deep to the gap. Deep to the gap. High off the wall on the first hop. Dozier has driven in Polanco, and he's digging for third. He's got a triple. When we show you the spray charts, the hit charts, that might be registered as a hit to center field, but it's a hit Brian was not getting in the first 2 months of the year.
A good at bat, good swing by Brian Dozier, hitting his 5th triple of the year. Fastball, didn't try to pull it, just went with it, split the gap out in right center. So Dozier picking up his 62nd run batted in. You can see Brian right about here deciding. Hey, almost ran into Franklin there. That he's going to make it to third, and he did.
Here is Mauer, single to center. Infield in here in the 3rd inning in a tie game. Up and in, ball 1.
That triple by Dozier, the 28th for the Twins. That's the most in the American League.
And missing inside, 2-0.
There's the American League team leaders. Twins with 28 now.
And there's a strike. 2-1. Mauer's even got 4 triples. You don't imagine Joe being a triples hitter, but he has picked up the pace in the extra base hitting all the way across the board. Next home run will be his 10th. Smothered by MAILE. 3-1 with KEPLER on deck. And again in the dirt, taken by Mauer. That'll bring up KEPLER. KEPLER struck out swinging his first time up, but man, has he been A Deutsch treat.
He has been on fire since July 1st. See the 12 home runs. He's driven in 33. Great slugging percentage. And by the way, he's also scoring a lot of runs. Good to see this young man right here at only 23 years old. Having a lot of fun playing the game right now.
And a meeting on the mound. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, and the infielders all conversing with Snell. Now, Kepler's got a few whiskers going there. Otherwise, if you didn't know better, you'd say this was Eden Prairie against Maple Grove. Don't they look like high schoolers?
Yes, they do.
My goodness.
Both of them 23 years old, believe it or not. That baby face.
And Kepler takes a strike. Had a chance to visit with his father today, and he said, you know, I don't know anything about baseball, but I know Max is good at it.
I bet he knows a lot about soccer.
Taken for a ball, 1-1. Twins have tied it up against Snell. Good chance to take the lead here in the third. Of course, the Rays are hoping for a double play grounder. One of the things that Kepler does well is he runs very well. We're talking for Kepler now over 200 at bats. He's only grounded into one double play. That's outstanding.
Yes, it is.
Of course, when you hit line drives that go 325 feet and further, you're not going to ground into too many double plays, I don't suppose. 2-1. High and tight, 3-1. You mentioned the control, and it hasn't really been much of an issue here tonight until the Mauer at bat.
Yeah, you know what? He was trying to be a little bit too fine with Joe Mauer, trying to get the strikeout. Fell behind 3-1, ended up walking Joe, and now all of a sudden he's behind 3-1 to Kepler.
Great.
Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Little slider right there, a little cutter. Good pitch.
Full count to Kepler. Down the middle, a fastball taken for a strike.
And Kepler knew it.
Reached back for 96 miles per hour, 2 down, and that'll bring up Sano.
Yeah, straight over the top fastball at 96. Snell picking up his 5th strikeout. And it comes at the right time for the left-hander.
And now Sano. And this young man needs to deliver a big hit. Got a 2-run double in Cleveland. Popped up foul and out of play. Twins are expected to activate Trevor Plouffe on Monday, and there are suggestions that Sano might be optioned to the minor leagues. He would like to have a good series to diminish that chance. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Went down swinging in the first.
A good fastball middle in. You know, and if you're the Tampa Bay Rays too, that's what you're looking for. Can a youngster like Snell, making just his 10th major league start, in these situations, even though that pitch count is high, this will be pitch number 60, trying to get the final out here in the third. Can he work out of situations like this by maybe picking up the strikeout when he needs it? He's always been a strikeout pitcher.
Got him.
Then he got another one.
Striking out Kepler and Sano, leaving runners at first and third. The best the Twins can do in the third is tie the game. The third. Sanford Health injury report. This one's weird. Yoenis Cespedes has had a thigh issue for, Terry Collins said, a long while, week and a half, something like that. He went out and played golf and then had to come out of the ball game in his last at bat yesterday. And so a lot of people are wondering, if you've got a right quadricep issue that's needing a lot of trainers' attention and all that, why you go out and play golf in the first place. Your thoughts as a former professional athlete and current golfer?
Well, it must not bother him when he plays golf. I don't know what did he shoot, like 200?
Who cares?
Maybe he shot 200 and that
his
put a
team
lot of
needs
wear
him on
and
the
tear.
field.
A lot of players play golf on their off day.
Well, when they're hurt, when their legs are hurt.
Well, I guess maybe you would ask for permission, I would think. Am I okay to play golf? If they say yes, go for it.
Mets are trying to hang in the National League East race and the wild card race.
Yeah, currently third place behind the Miami Marlins, trying to catch the Washington Nationals.
Now 2-1 to Logan Forsythe. He singled and scored in the first. It's the best thing about our jobs right now. Our bosses don't care if we play golf or not.
They suggest it.
Try 36 holes.
Get away from the game sometimes.
Get somebody else to do your job.
That's why a lot of guys do. On off days they'll go out and relax a little bit, hit that ball around, and get their mind off of the everyday hustle of 162 games in 180 days.
2-2 to Forsythe. And now a full count with Kiermaier to follow. This is different for you. You were a starting pitcher. If you wanted to go play golf on the days you weren't starting, I mean, who cares, right?
I played with a lot of guys that were everyday players that played golf on off days.
Nursing a sore quadricep?
Well, don't know.
Full count. And Tom Hallion rings up Forsythe. One down.
And strikeout number 5 for Santana. So again, both starters picking up a lot of strikeouts here. Going inside with that fastball. And Suzuki holding it, and Tom Hallion likes doing.
Well,
I think he jars back.
Suzuki may have stolen that one for his pitcher. It looked like he caught it and snapped the glove down.
The art of pitching, hit your spot.
More the art of catching, isn't it?
Well,
Strike
they
one.
go hand in hand.
Kiermaier hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Kiermaier, I mean, the Rays would like to keep him out in center field when his health allows it. He's very, very good out there, but also part of the outfield mix here for the Rays, they hope, will be Oswaldo Arcia. He's on the disabled list with a sore elbow. And Arcia, 45 at bats here with the Rays, 19 strikeouts, a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in, and a .259 batting average, roughly what he had done with the Twins.
What you're looking at, Kiermaier, he's a Gold Glove winner last year. Are you saying Arcia could be a Gold Glove winner?
I said in the outfield mix. I didn't suggest anything along the lines of what you're saying. No errors for Arcia when he's played.
No, Kiermaier did win his first Gold Glove last year.
2-2. There are 2 of former Twins here with the Rays. One on the disabled list. Arcia, Kevin Jepson's done a really nice job for them in limited duty out of their bullpen.
They're trying to get some leadership out of that bullpen, bringing Jepson back here to Tampa or St. Pete.
Pulled hard and foul. I'm guessing, I mean, you got the better hitters for the Rays coming up here now. We might not hear Tom Hallion Beller strike 3 for a while. The last 3 strikeouts, Souza, MAILE, and Forsythe, have been called third strikes. And I don't guess Kiermaier's going to let that happen. 3-2.
Second straight batter that Santana has gone 3-2 on, and the second in the ball game.
Busted bat, and the chopper is short. Escobar gets rid of it quickly. Just barely got Kiermaier at first base. 2 down. Praise FM invites you to Faith Night 2016, a post-game event following the August 13th game between the Twins and the Royals. You can enjoy the game and then stay for post-game live worship music and appearances by Brian Dozier, Kyle Gibson, and other special guests. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/faithnight. 2 down. That'll bring up Longoria.
Santana's retired the last 6 straight Rays.
Pulled foul, 1 strike.
Longoria, the veteran here in his 9th season with the Rays. 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year back in 2008 in the American League. Won a couple Gold Gloves at third base.
Half swing, no swing.
A lot of home runs, 23 home runs. That leads the Rays this year. 228 home runs in his career.
A few years ago, he signed a 10-year contract that will take him through the year 2022 plus a club option for the following year. And he must really like playing here to sign that long term of a deal. 3-1. They always, even when they've won here, they have financial limitations here. They made the commitment to Longoria. He's given it back to them.
You gotta, you know, in order, if you're the Rays, small market team, you have to take maybe 2 or 3 guys and say, this is our future.
High and deep to right center. Kepler back on the track, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 third for Irvin Santana. Moment presented by Coors Banquet, and on this date 2010 I remember it well. Top of the 9th, the Twins recover from blowing a 6-0 lead. Jason Kubel's 2-out pop-up landed behind the pitcher's mound untouched by the infielders, a go-ahead single in the team's eventual 8-6 win. The result of the ball ricocheting off a catwalk and changing direction 190 feet above the field. It'll prompt a change of the ground rules for postseason games played in Tampa Bay. On to the 4th inning, and Kurt Suzuki will lead things off against Blake Snell.
Yeah, Snell with 6 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. A big hit. Brian Dozier's RBI triple last inning.
And Suzuki takes in the dirt. One other notable on this date in history. It was on this date in 2001. Kirby Puckett and Dave Winfield were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Not sure why it was so late. Usually those things are at the end of July, but in 2001 it was early August. A high fly ball short center. Kiermaier probably could put this in his back pocket if he wanted to. 1 down.
Well, young Blake Snell, again, only 23 years old, making his 10th major league start. Very impressive so far, picking up 6 strikeouts, and especially last inning with runners at first and third and 1 out. He needed some punch outs. He is able to do that. One of KEPLER, and then here the good curveball on SANO.
Grossman at the plate. He took a called third strike his first time up. Outside, ball 1.
He mentioned the 9 strikeouts that he had in his last start. A couple times this year in his first 9 starts, he had a strikeout game of 9 or 9. It's a career high at this level.
Fouled away, 1-1. Series in Cleveland jacked up the Twins team batting average to 256. The American League average is 257.
Yeah, Twins 8th best in the American League as far as that 256 batting average.
Under foul. 9th in the league in scoring runs, 10th in the league in hitting home runs. Tough challenge here. Not that the Indian staff wasn't highly ranked, but this Rays team, again, they've given up 3 runs or less in 10 straight games. Grounder to short. BECKHAM has it. And Grossman retired, 2 down. Fox Sports North gets you caught up with all the latest Vikings action from training camp. And stick around after Twins Live tonight for Vikings Game Plan at 9:30 p.m. on Fox Sports North.
Only the 2nd ground ball out for the Twins against Snell. Of course, 6 strikeouts. That's mainly how he's been able to get 6 of the 11 outs.
Escobar the batter. And he takes up an away ball 1. Two and 0. Polanco on deck. On the outside corner.
Escobar with 5 home runs on the year, 2 of them as a right-handed hitter.
Pop up short right field, long run for Souza. Coming in, puts it away. A 1-2-3-4 for Blake Snell, and we're still tied at 1. Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. What's yours? After all the run scoring in Cleveland, a pitcher's duel here in the opener in St. Petersburg. One apiece as we go to the bottom of the fourth. A half swing and strike one to Brad Miller. Miller cracked a single to left, one of 3 singles that produced 1 run in the first inning. Since then, Santana has not allowed a base runner. 1-1.
Yeah, Miller got a fastball away and lined it into left field. Then Franklin, the on-deck hitter, ended up knocking in the only run for the Rays with the RBI single.
Strike called, and it's 1-2. Mentioned before that the Rays have not played well at home, 24-32, but that's something to not have a winning homestand yet this year. This is early August. Pitch up, fouled it back.
Yeah, good swing by Miller right there. Miller, just 26 years old, again came over from the Seattle Mariners, where he spent 3 seasons with the Mariners. Watch this swing right here. Fastball just got underneath it. Already with 19 home runs, a career high.
Fox strike presented by Chrysler. Check swing and ball 2.
Changeup right there, gets the ground ball out.
Lee Hopper to Dozier, 1 down.
So 8 straight recorded by Santana as outs, but Irvin Santana, first 5 batters he faced, the Rays ended up getting 3 hits. He has 5 strikeouts in a ball game. Has not walked anybody. And he's retired 8 straight now. On a little bit of a roll. Little slow start, but he's picked it up.
There's Franklin fouling it back. Talked about the Rays and their inability to win at home, and the Twins have played better at home since July 1st. We'll just use that as the baseline, since the Twins had a winning July. Twins are 8-7 at home, but they're 10-5 on the road against the best teams in the league. We're talking Boston and Texas, Detroit red hot right now, and of course just going through Cleveland, taking 3 out of 4. So there are many reasons to feel a whole lot better about this Twins team than there were in April, May, and June. 1-1. One hopper to Mauer. Of course, the challenge will be extending it from a small sample size and just continue to play well for the end of this month and through September, and then see what your record is at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think, you know, Paul Molitor would still like to see the defense of the Twins clean up their act a little bit. But offensively, hey, the Twins have been swinging a good bat, scoring a lot of runs. Starting pitching, getting better. Bullpen's done a good job. And you know what? It's a long season, and yeah, you'd like to bring back the 3 months that they had that they really were bad, but you kind of build for the future. And we've seen a lot of the youngsters in the organization getting that opportunity.
The left field hit pretty well. Grossman chasing it, trying to cut it off. Reaches up, pulls it down.
Nice catch.
Robbie Grossman with a great catch. A good angle, and he caught up with it on the warning track. A 1-2-3-4.
Three-game series, first game, and you are hereby circled. And Twin fans, don't forget, at Twin home games, you're bringing a Circle Me sign. You might find yourself in a Minnesota Lottery winner's circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Polanco singled and scored his first time up. We'll see whether Polanco, Buxton threaten at least to bunt. First baseman Franklin is about 35 feet off the bag. If you bunted it hard towards him, I think Polanco could beat it out. I know Buxton could. Strike of the knees, 1-1.
Polanco had a pretty good fastball in his first at bat, was kind of coming in on him, and he hit a soft line drive into left field. Later scored the Twins' only run in the third inning.
2-1. And now 3-1. Polanco, 48 at bats, 5 walks. The nice thing is he's got 5 walks. He's only struck out 5 times. We've seen so many players come up through the minor leagues, Buxton included, come up here and strike out an awful lot. And so far, at least, Polanco hasn't done that. 3-1. And a drive to center, but Kiermaier's there. That's the wrong place to hit it. Hit it fairly well. 1 down.
Let's go back to the last out against Santana. Dickerson at the plate. You talked about the great angle that Grossman had, and you're absolutely right, Dick. I mean, he went right almost toward that spot. He didn't cut toward center field. He went straight back. Great concentration. Nice running catch for the final out.
1 down. Buxton struck out swinging his first time up. Byron's in one of those ruts where after the first pitch it seems like it's always 0-1, and after the second pitch it's always 0-2.
Tell you what, this is my first look, and I know your first look at Blake Snell, but
yeah.
I like his stuff. Good fastball, big curveball, and mixes in that slider once in a while. Occasional changeup. Straight over the top.
And again, all you have to do is look at how the Rays have handled him with all the patience that they showed. All those guys, Price, Archer, Moore, Hellickson, you had to work to get out of the minor leagues to get up here, and this guy just shot through the system. 1-2. Deep but foul.
He left that curveball up after trying to get that 0-2 curveball to Buxton to swing through, but he left a hanger right there, and Buxton got good wood on it but fouled it off.
Strike 3, and Buxton will force a throw. He strikes out for the second time. 2 down.
And strikeout number 7 for Snell.
That'll bring up Brian Dozier, but first our Carsoup.com trivia question before Brian Dozier. Who were the last 2 Twins players to have 10 hits and 5 home runs in a 5-game span? That's a weird question.
Would you think of somebody like maybe Tony Oliva that
but
could
the
hit
last
the
2
home run?
is a pop-up into short right center field, and Souza comes in, makes the catch, and a 1-2-3-5 for Blake.
Pretty good accomplishment, though. That might have to go back to Tony Oliva.
We are tied at 1. Irvin Santana will pitch to the bottom third of the Rays lineup. Steven Souza Jr., Tim Beckham, Luke Maile. Pitches up, ball 1. Do fans of the game hoping that the Twins can win the opener here, pick up their 4th win on this road trip, and in some cases hoping to catch a foul ball. Santana gave up 3 hits in the first inning. He hasn't given up a hit since.
And he's retired 10 straight Tampa Bay Rays.
He got clipped, and he'll go to first base. Souza hit by the pitch, and Santana a little frustrated because he didn't think that pitch was very far inside at all.
Seamer inside, and it's a first hit batsman of the year for Irvin Santana. Souza just kind of watch his first movement right here.
Well, right at the bottom of the elbow.
Yeah, got the right elbow.
Here's Beckham. See if he's asked to bunt here with Maile on deck. Saw the Rays anticipating a low-scoring game, bring the infield in the 3rd inning. We'll see if they want to use small ball here to try to get Souza into scoring position. Outside ball 1.
Well, Beckham did not show bunt there. He does have 1 sacrifice on the year.
The team has only 8, so that would discourage you from thinking that he's going to put a bunt down here. Polanco playing a step or 2 behind third. One and one.
Yeah, not a very good swing right there of Beckham on that slider, down and away.
Twins have struck out a lot coming into the game, 917 times. The Rays have struck out 971 times.
Yeah, quick throw over.
And Beckham has 135 at bats and 51 strikeouts, so he's part of the problem.
That's why I'm wondering why he's not trying to bunt.
Part of it might be Maile. He's only got 39 at bats and hitting less than 200.
But you know, Maile makes an out. You still have Forsythe
right,
with a runner in scoring position if he's able to lay down a bunt.
Saw the Indians in the finale yesterday do a lot of running on the Twins. The combination of Suzuki and Tonkin was especially vulnerable. Souza with 5 steals and 10 tries. Twins pitched out with Rajai Davis running, still couldn't throw him out, and then Tonkin threw home, and Davis, here's a ball hit to the corner and left. Souza around second, on his way to third. Grossman with a quick retrieve. Here's a throw to second base, not in time.
And here we wanted him to bunt.
Second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, Beckham looked like he got a ball middle in and turned on it. It's his 7th double of the year. Came into this at bat hitting only .215. Really wanting to go in, but the ball left up too much of the plate, and Beckham opened up quickly and lined it over the head of Polanco into that corner. And Souza hustles over to third on the double by Beckham.
Maile, 39 at bats, 13 strikeouts. Forsythe, 318 at bats and 74 strikeouts. And that's what Santana will need here. Now the middle infielders are playing back. Corner infielders standard position. Try to strike out Maile here and then take your chances with Franklin or with Forsythe.
Yeah, Maile struck out in his first at bat.
Ball 1 inside. Swing and a miss. In this wave of strikeouts that we've seen in the last 8 to 10 years, increasing numbers every year, and it really becomes an issue in situations like this. And we've seen it on the Twins side too. Teams will play back in the infield, pretty much giving up a run, and then the batter strikes out. Strike two. And the notion that with 2 strikes, hitters have a 2-strike approach just to try to put the ball in play.
No, they don't do that anymore. They don't choke up.
And MAILE strikes out, 1 away.
Good sinking fastball down and in, and Santana picking up a big strikeout, his 6th of the ball game. So stayed inside. Some movement on that sinker, and MAILE swinging over the top of it.
Almost hit his right foot. 1 down, and now Forsythe, and with 1 out, the Twins will bring the infield in.
Santana struck him out in his last at bat in the 3rd inning.
Down and away, ball 1. When the Twins tied the game in the 3rd, rookie Blake Snell did a nice job getting a couple of strikeouts when he needed to keep this a 1-1 game, and now Santana will try to do the same thing here in the 5th. On the inside corner, 1-1. Foul. Watching Souza at 3rd base. Have you seen what he's been doing? He actually lines up behind 3rd base, and then as Santana goes into the windup, he gets kind of a running lead, but he actually starts behind the base.
Well, you see where he's in foul territory behind the 3rd base bag. Taking a nice walking lead.
And that kicks away from Suzuki, not far enough for Souza to score. 2-2. Similar ball yesterday that saw Rajay Davis scamper home with a critical run. The final score a little lopsided, but that was an awfully big run that the Cleveland Indians got thanks to Davis's base running and base stealing ability. 2-2. Forsythe caught looking his last time up. And Forsythe made contact. Foul ball. Santana trying to pitch out of a jam here. This would be his 80th pitch of the night.
Well, he struck him out in his last at bat with that 2-seamer inside. Going in again.
Miss.
Just missing.
Kiermaier on deck. Runs so well, he's a tough guy to double up.
Trying to go back in with that 2-seam fastball.
Full count now to Logan Forsythe. Struck him out, 2 down.
Well, it seemed like he found a little extra right there and picked up his 7th strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Santana. Keeps the runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Right down the middle, too.
Just a challenge me fastball. And Forsythe swinging through it.
So now, if he can get Kiermaier. Infield, of course, back at regular depth. And they try to bunt in a run. 1 strike.
A little surprise at that right there, because Polanco was not playing at deep 3rd base. He was just on the other side of the infield turf.
Kiermaier runs well.
Yes,
he had
does.
Routine 2-hopper to Escobar, and he nearly beat it out in the 3rd inning. 1 strike.
Get off the plate. Good pitch right there.
Called. Golf foul.
Watch out.
One and two. Santana hit the leadoff batter, gave up a double to the number 8 hitter. Trying to keep this a 1-1 game.
It'll be a heck of an out right here by Santana. Able to get this guy out. Suzuki's going to go out to talk to Santana about what he wants to do here. Quick trip to the mound by Kurt Suzuki.
And a lot of experience there. Santana and Suzuki have been around a long time. One and two. All right, there's the fastball up. So now the slider down and in.
Yeah, Irvin just tried to overthrow that. He tried to throw that 120 miles an hour.
Change his eye angle, right? Isn't that what they call that? Not very often a batter has to look up at a pitch sailing by. Checked his swing. Did he go? Yes. What a job by Santana.
That is an outstanding job.
Gave up a hit batsman and a double and struck out the next 3 batters. Max Kepler will bat second here in the 6th inning. We've got a tie game, and Joe Mauer will lead things off. Joe with a single to center and a walk. And his on-base percentage continues to climb on this road trip. Takes a first pitch fastball down the middle, of strike.
What a great job by Irvin Santana working out of that situation. Runners at second and third, nobody out, and ended up getting 3 strikeouts. Wow. See if the offense can get him a couple runs here.
0-1.
Blake Snell has been outstanding. Only 1 walk, and that was Joe Mauer in the 3rd inning. He has 7 strikeouts. Some action in the bullpen. Again, they're sure keeping a close eye on this young man, that his pitch count doesn't get out of reach.
Beckham from the outfield turf makes the play. Mauer retired one away. With one gone in the sixth, let's find Audra Martin.
Well, thanks, guys. I am joined here by Max Kepler's family. We have his mother, Kathy, sister, Emma, and his father, Marek, who is watching Max play for the first time in Major League Baseball. What is this moment like for you?
Very exciting. And, of course, I am very happy to be at this moment of his life, to see this him there for a very long time following the game, which is something different for me coming from Europe. And I'm very, very happy for him and for all the people that are involved in that success he's having right now, which we enjoy immensely.
Yeah. A few nights ago, he made history. The first European-born player to have 3 home runs in a single game. What does it mean for you that he is leaving a mark like that?
Well, I don't have a big relation to that, but it was just great to see him having such an incredible game. I mean, it was just a game for me where he was very successful, but the statistics are very alien to me. I mean, it's just, I understand, read all this about it, and I'm very proud of him because I believe it's a kind of very seldom operation what he did there.
It is. And your wife, and you and your wife are both professional dancers. He obviously went a very different route. When did you know that he had something special in the game of baseball?
I always believe in him as an athlete because he was a young kid, always very talented in anything what he touched. If this was a tennis, soccer ball, or any other sports, I have seen him. And coming from the profession which has to do with movement, I could recognize the body language he had. Baseball became basically what he chose, and I'm just enjoying it.
What makes you most proud of Max as a person?
I think that he's so determined and prove himself in a situation which is so, I would say, alien to him coming from Europe, and that he's up there, and I'm just wondering every time when I watch this, I'm just like feel like I'm on the moon, and it's something amazing.
He certainly is having a great season, and it's been so fun to watch. I know you guys are so proud of him, so congratulations on that, and enjoy the rest of the game tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And great time here. I mean,
well, enjoy the rest of it, guys. We'll go back up to you.
All right, 3-2 to Kepler.
Audra, thank you very, very much. And proud parents right there of Max Kepler. Sees his son take a walk.
Had a chance to meet his parents at the hotel before we came over to the ballpark here, and then visited him with them a little bit before batting practice. It's a fascinating story. Kathy is from the United States. Her father was in the military, but she was in Texas and was into ballet dancing, and she decided to join a dance troupe in Berlin. She heard that they were hiring and touring, and she met Marek over there. Now, this is her line, not mine. We met at a bar, she said, meaning the stretching bar that dancers use. And he is from Poland.
Right.
They told me an interesting story about, I mean, officially the first name is Max Kepler Rosicki. I'm going to get it right. Rosicki is how it's pronounced.
Rosinski?
Rosicki.
Oh, Rosicki.
It's R-O-Z-Y-C-K-I. That is Marek's last name. And to hear Marek tell the story, other teams, including the Cubs and the Pirates, were interested in signing Kepler. And Marek didn't do his athletic background justice. We'll talk about that in a second. Here's SANO. Foul back.
Good swing.
0-2. Max played baseball, soccer, tennis, swimming, skiing, given a tennis scholarship to the Steffi Graf Tennis Foundation. And so the Cubs, Pirates, and Twins were interested. And when they signed the contract, Marek thought it would be a good idea, since there are so many Germans and Scandinavians in Minnesota, not so much in Chicago or Pittsburgh, that they would use his mother's name. And he'd be known forever in this country as Max Kepler, not Max Rosicki.
Great story.
And people around the country, I told the story today. It was on the John Williams radio show on WCCO radio in the Twin Cities, and I happened to watch yesterday's game. I said from a restaurant. It was a bar. I was watching the game from a bar down and in, and I was
Were you stretching?
No, but a different kind of bar. And I was watching the game with a bunch of Cleveland Indian fans. They didn't know I was from Minnesota. I just happened to be around them. And every time Max would come up, they would yell things like, "Come on, Kepler, don't hit another home run." They already knew about his hitting prowess earlier in the series. Now it's 2-2 to SANO with Kepler aboard and 1 out. And a base hit to left. SANO will send Kepler to second base. Twins have runners at first and second, 1 down, and that'll bring up Suzuki.
Yeah, good swing by SANO. Maybe it looked like a off-speed pitch changeup, but SANO made contact and lined it into left field. Twins' 4th hit of the ball game.
And Kevin Cash to the mound, and with the pitch count up near 100, that's going to be the end of the day. Blake Snell continues a nice run here for the Rays. He's pitched awfully well. And he looks very much like he's going to go to a back-to-school sale and pick up some pencils for his senior year. And the Twins flex plan gives you the flexibility to choose your games and your number of seats. You can choose in advance or even the day of the game. So don't plan, flex plan. Go to twinsbaseball.com/flex or call 800-33-TWINS to learn more. When we told you that for 10 straight games no one had scored more than 3 runs against the Rays, that doesn't fall just on the starters. The relievers have also done very well. Forget about the 7 and 8 mark. Ramirez lately has been pitching very well, as have the rest of the relievers. Suzuki will bat first and second, 1 down. Checked his swing, ball 1.
Yeah, Ramirez making his 44th relief appearance. He has allowed 9 home runs in 63 1/3 innings. 16 walks, 4 intentional with 49 strikeouts in his 2nd season with the Rays.
I didn't think he went. Suzuki didn't think he went, but Phil Cuzzi did. It's strike 1, not ball 1.
Yeah, fastball, hard slurve type breaking ball, and a changeup.
Nice stop by MAILE.
Ramirez, 26 years old, from Nicaragua. Originally signed by the Seattle Mariners back in 2007. Came up in 2012. Spent 3 seasons with the Mariners.
1-1 to Suzuki. That's a little chip shot down the right field line. Chased by Franklin. Nice catch in foul territory. And he wheels and fires on target to third base. 2 down.
Now Franklin, more of a middle infield type player, does a good job here picking up that ball right away over the shoulder type catch. Good concentration. You can see where Franklin's playing. He hustles back, picks up the ball, and with that big first baseman's glove, it opens it up, makes a nice catch, and wheeled and through to third. Twins need a big hit right there off the bat of Robbie Grossman.
0 for 2 as a right-handed batter. Now he'll hit left-handed. Down and in, ball one. Grossman's been a wonderful find for the Twins, but he jumped into the lineup and hit for a lot of power. He's not homered now since the end of June. Ramirez has given up a lot of home runs, and that has led to his 8 losses out of the bullpen. Strike called, 1-1. Swing and a foul tip, 1-2. Twins looking for a 2-out hit. Grossman joined the Twins on May 20th. And since then has been among the league leaders in walks, but he's behind in the count now, 1-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, what you get out of Ramirez is a guy that last year for the Rays made 27 starts in 34 ball games. A guy that can go multi-innings out of that bullpen. As you can see, 43 appearances. He's worked 63 1/3 innings coming into this outing.
Down and in with a breaking ball, 2-2. Trying to strand a couple of inherited runners for the starter Blake Snell, who was very good tonight. Change up there. Twins get a couple on, but leave them on. It's still one apiece. Santana did a great job getting the Twins off the field without allowing a run in the 5th.
Well, he hit a batter for the first time this year. Then Beckham ended up getting a double that moved the runner over to third. And then then Santana went to work. Picked up a 6th strikeout of MAILE, then Forsythe a strikeout, then Kiermaier a big strikeout. So he struck out the last 3, 8 strikeouts so far in the ball game.
Down and away, ball 1 to Longoria. Miller and Franklin will follow. Center. Buxton back, still back, feeling for the wall, making the catch, 1 away.
I think Longoria got a little bit off the end of the bat right there. He hit it a long way, but 404 straightaway center. Then it shoots out to maybe about 410, 415.
The acoustics in here are so weird. And of course, we all know what weird acoustics are like, having played in the Metrodome all those years. Well, that almost sounded wet when it left home plate. You know, the cracked bat off the end of the bat, or 1 down. This is a peculiar place. There aren't many dome ballparks around anymore. You've got retractable ballparks, and then this thing. Down and in, ball 1.
This thing.
Well, I walked in here today, and I looked at the outfield and the turf, and I thought, I've never seen anything like this before. But then I remembered I had something that looked like this growing out of my petri dish in my high school biology class. It's not photogenic, shall we say.
Go foul.
Driven deep to right. Wow, long gone. And Miller hits his 20th and puts the Rays in front.
Well, it was Miller against the Royals last night that ended up hitting a 3-run home run to allow the Rays to beat the Royals 3-2. This was a blast. 14th home run that Santana has allowed, and this was a no-doubter. Suzuki wanting it away, the breaking ball. Came right into that swing where left-handers like it. Uppercut swing.
And now Franklin with a swing and a miss. It almost hit the back wall there. Yikes. 2-1. 2-1. Now ground ball right side. Twins playing a shift. That means it's Dozier to Mauer, 2 down. And now Corey Dickerson. Miller being told earlier in the week that, hey, you know, when Duffy's ready to go, well, he's on a rehab assignment now, and he's ready to go, he's going to be our shortstop, and we'll find a place for you. It might be first base, might be DH, but you're not going to be our shortstop anymore. And he admitted that it really was disappointing that he felt he'd done well enough to play shortstop here.
Yeah, he's very outspoken about it.
Kevin Cash, being the smart manager that he is looking at the numbers saying, I need this bat in my lineup. And so he leaves him in the lineup, and he keeps hitting home runs. 2-0.
You know, and I'm the manager. I don't mind a player getting upset because maybe he lost his job to somebody that was traded over.
To center, playable for Buxton. Twins threatened to score in the top of the 6th, but the Rays did on Miller's long home run. It's 2-1. more scoring games than we had in Cleveland.
Yeah, 3 hits for the Rays, highlighted by Nick Franklin's RBI single, made it a 1-0 lead for the Rays. Twins came back thanks to Brian Dozier's RBI triple in the 3rd inning that scored Polanco. But we just witnessed a blast off the bat of Matt Miller. His 20th home run of the year, and it's a 2-1 Rays lead.
Bottom 3rd of the Twins lineup: Escobar, Polanco, and Buxton. Escobar 0 for 2, a pop to first and a fly to right. Batting now is a left-handed batter. He takes strike 1. Checked his swing, 1-1. Just got a couple of runs yesterday in the series finale in Cleveland. Should have had more. Had some adventures on the bases, to say the least. Escobar takes ball 2.
Yeah, it wasn't not a crisp game on the base paths or defensively. They made some miscues.
Or on the mound.
Right.
Hector Santiago gave up a big 3-run home run. 2 home runs allowed.
Carlos Santana hit that big blast.
Check swing, now 3-1 with Polanco on deck. Rays came to Minnesota, won the last 3 games of a 4-game series. It was back in June, and June was like May and April, not a real good month for the Twins. And a 5-pitch walk gets the leadoff man aboard here in the 7th. Follow Twins baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. You can customize at-bat to feature the Twins. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. Here is Jorge Polanco. Polanco squares, drops down a nice bunt. And nearly into the runner. A sacrifice. Ramirez throwing him out. And Escobar goes to second.
Yeah, Rays mascot Raymond came in to say hello to us.
Gave you a big hug. On a TC is going to be jealous.
I know. That's okay. Well, Polanco right here with squaring around.
Twins are going to
down a nice butt.
Twins are going to send a pinch hitter up for Buxton, apparently. Twins have Vargas, Rosario, and Santana. And it looks like it's going to be Eddie Rosario. Rays just have started getting a left-hander warmed up, so noticing that, Paul Mahler's decided to switch center fielders, and Rosario very likely will take over in center for Buxton. Buxton struck out twice, swinging.
Yeah, Rosario 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter is a home run.
Twins not doing much off the bench, just 7 for 33, but with 3 home runs. One of them, as Bert mentioned, from Rosario. Hickey to the mound, a base is open, and Dozier on deck. Tom Hallion's going to try to break it up.
Yeah, where's that 30-second rule?
Well, Twins trying to take advantage, I think, of the fact that the Rays didn't have a left-hander warming up. And of course, you can't go back out there with the manager now and make the change.
Now, Rosario's pinch hit home run came back on April 19th against the Brewers at home, a 2-run pinch hit home run. Twins ended up losing that ball game 6-5.
And a drive to right center field, way back and gone. Rosario pulls the trigger on the first pitch, and the Twins take a 3-2 lead.
And home run number 10 on the year that Ramirez has allowed. And Rosario 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter, both of them 2-run home runs. How about that? Jumping on that first fastball. Good solid swing by Rosario.
I'm guessing that's not what Jim Hickey wanted when he went out to the mound to talk to Ramirez.
Rosario hitting his 7th home run, and the game is tied at 3 apiece. Excuse me, a 3-2 Twins lead.
Here is Dozier, bases empty, 1 down, strike 1. Dozier with an RBI triple in the 3rd, a warning track fly ball to right in the 1st, and a routine fly ball to right in the 5th. Toward the hole, Beckham cuts it off. 2 down. I have no idea on this carsoup.com trivia. Now you've had what, 6 weeks off, something like that? Pick me up.
I should have that. How about Jim Thome or Justin Morneau?
10 hits for Jim Thome?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
He hit the 5 home runs.
Kirby Puckett and David Ortiz. Now David Ortiz, like Jim Thome, primarily a designated hitter and a left-handed batter.
Look how far you have to go back.
Here's Mauer. No activity in the Twins bullpen, and that means that Irvin Santana is going to be sent out there for the bottom of the 7th. Strike 1 over the inside corner.
Santana, a guy that, you know, you want to be the ace, you got to go deeper into ball games, and 6 good innings, 96 pitches.
1-1. Now that the damage is done, it was Romero, the left-hander, warming up. He shut it down in the bullpen.
What do you mean I had 6 weeks off? I missed 3 games.
It just seems like you've been gone a lot. Are you in the chair now for a while?
Yes, I am.
Okay. 2-1 to Mauer. Driven foul over by the Twins bullpen. 2-2. I mentioned earlier, Ramirez giving up a lot of home runs and consequently 8 losses, which is a big number for a relief pitcher.
Well, he also has 7 wins.
That's a big number for a relief pitcher too.
Right.
2-2 to Mauer. Struck him out with a fastball. A leadoff walk and a pinch hit home run by Eddie Rosario, and the Twins have their first lead. Now for greater coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile. A look around the majors. Justin Verlander, the American League Pitcher of the Month in July, off to a great start in August. Daniel Murphy, boy, the Mets wish they had re-signed him. He's having a monster season with the Nationals. And Mark Teixeira announced that he will retire at the end of the season. And if you're thinking, well, might that be a distraction for the Yankees? Well, they're a 500 ball club right now. They're 7.5 games back in the wild card standings, and they have 6 teams ahead of them. So it looks like it's not going to be a postseason year for New York.
That's going to be a great race in the American League East, Dick, with Baltimore, Toronto, and Boston. They're not that far apart.
Strike one now, ball one to Souza. He was hit by a pitch leading off the 5th. Bottom 3rd of the Rays lineup scheduled: Souza, Beckham, and MAILE. 2-1.
Well, this is what we talked at the beginning of the show about Santana being the ace. This is the extra innings that you need out of a guy like Irvin. Give me one more good inning.
Fouled away, 2-2.
117 pitches, the most he has used in a ball game this year. And right now at 100. The 5th inning. Yeah, 23 pitches, but that was the inning. He had runners at 2nd and 3rd and then struck out the side.
2-2 to Souza. Hit by an inside fastball his last time up. Popped up right field corner. KEPLER ranging to the corner. One away. And that'll bring up Beckham. Ryan Presley warming up. He might be the first guy out of the pen when Santana is taken out. Paul Molitor talked about yesterday's game, and it was a winnable game, and then Michael Tonkin struggled. Tommy Malone struggled, but he did say, you know, I was able to rest some guys that needed some rest, including Presley. So the hope is that Presley will be fresh whenever he comes in.
He's been red hot out of that bullpen too.
Swing and a miss by Beckham.
Good slider right there by Santana.
Presley only pitched in 1 game in Cleveland, and he got the Wednesday and Thursday off. 1 strike to Beckham, double to the left field corner. His last time up.
2 good sliders right there. Beckham taking that one. Now you find out what's left in your tank right here because of that pitch count in today's game. Irvin knows that this will be his last inning, and he wants it to be a 1-2-3 inning. Does not want a reliever to come in this inning.
Swing and a miss.
Another good slider.
Not in the last couple starts, but we've seen pitch counts of 110, 117. There's 109 on the board this year.
Three straight sliders. Kurt Suzuki saying, how about one more?
2-2, as we told you in his 5th inning at bat. Beckham very strikeout prone. Santana doesn't need to strike him out.
Santana's given over his last 8 starts. We highlighted that ERA under 2. His quality start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, or last 6 of the 8 quality starts.
2-2. And now fastball up high, full count. MAILE on deck, and these extra innings you're talking about are so important. The Twins are trying to get by for as long as they can with 12 pitchers. The Rays have 13, and the extra innings and outs that you can get allow you to stay longer with 12 pitchers. Chip down the right field line, and KEPLER will chase it, but it's out of play. For instance, now they've got MAILE in the on deck circle. He would be a pinch hitting candidate, but they only have 3 bench players, and one of them is Bobby Wilson, their newly acquired catcher. And so it just makes all the difference in the world. Who knows, maybe Rosario doesn't pinch hit in the 7th inning if the Twins don't have that extra bench player. And he remains in center field, having hit the 2-run home run. Full count to Beckham. Base hit left center field, and that's going to run the gap. Beckham has a pair of extra base hits against Santana. He'll round second and hold up there.
Yeah, Beckham came into the ball game hitting only .215. But he's had 2 fastballs to hit off of Santana, and both times he did not miss him. A double in the 5th inning, and right here with 1 out. Fastball right there, and Beckham, good swing.
Fox track was presented by Carrier, and it'll be the last pitch thrown by Irvin Santana. Another ball game where he pitches into the 7th inning, giving up just a couple of runs. One in the first, the home run by Miller. He's got a lead. He's got a chance to win the ball game, and he'll rely on Ryan Presley to preserve the lead.
Get the final 2 outs here, and this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. Well, Ryan Presley coming out of the bullpen, making his 53rd relief appearance, and since July 20th over his last 6 appearances, 4-0 with a save. 7 innings, only 1 run allowed.
And where the Twins were able to pinch hit for their number 9 hitter, the Rays are not pinch hitting. MAILE is 0 for 2. He struck out twice tonight. Ooh. Suzuki had to lunge to make the catch. It's 1-1.
That's one thing I think we've seen, Dick, from Ryan Presley as the season going on. That velocity of the fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour with that nasty curveball.
1-1 to MAILE. Low. 2-1.
Presley last worked on Tuesday in Cleveland, inning in a third. He ended up getting the win in the 10-6 win over the Indians through 15 pitches, 9 for strikes. Had a strikeout in the inning in the third.
Missing, and it's 3-1. MAILE, not someone you want to walk.
No.
Presley will try to pump a couple of fastballs by him and strike him out. Popped up right side, and Bauer camps under it. 2 down. MAILE puts it in play, and that'll leave this inning up to Forsythe. The bench players for the Rays: Logan Schaefer, Desmond Jennings, and Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson just acquired. He's back with the Rays after being claimed on waivers from the Rangers. Strike at the knees. And it's Richie Schaefer, I beg your pardon, a utility player, not Logan Schaefer. 1 strike. Twins would like to see Michael Tonkin do what Ryan Pressly just did there, and if he had done that with Rajay Davis, an important run might not have scored yesterday. Said inside move to keep the runner at second honest. Suzuki digs one out. 1-1.
For Micah Tonkin, that has been a problem all season long. 13 stolen bases and 14 attempts off of him, and that's something that the Twins will have to work with.
13 stolen bases in just 53 innings. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Good hard breaking ball there.
And then Pressly can back off the breaking ball and throw it in the low 80s as well. There's Tonkin.
Well, that more the slider, and that's what's impressive about Ryan, is that he not only has that slider, he has that big hammer too, that drop down curveball.
1-2 to Logan Forsythe.
If he gets it here.
Fouled away at 97. Pressly, of course, got a save when Brandon Kinsler was unavailable at the end of the homestand, and Pressly enjoyed the pressure and succeeded in getting the save against the White Sox. 1 hit in 1 inning.
Twins won that ball at 6-4.
Taylor Rogers getting loose. 1-2 to Forsythe. Fly ball right field. And Kepler toward the line ends it. And Pressly does his job in the 7th. And the Twins still lead 3-2. Where we don't get any sunshine in here. Brought back a lot of memories with Kepler standing in, taking 1 strike. Brought back a lot of memories late afternoon here when we couldn't see the rain, but we heard it.
Yes.
All the times it rained at the Metrodome and we heard the rain hitting the roof. That's kind of the effect we had here. Weren't necessarily fond memories, but they were memories. Kepler 0 for 2 with a walk. He hasn't put a ball in play. Struck out swinging in the 1st, looking in the 3rd, drew a walk in the 6th. And now outside 1-2.
What an exciting ball game for, I know, Max Kepler, with his dad watching him for the first time. Maybe, you know, trying to do a little bit too much.
Sharply hit on 1 hop. Came up and got Forsythe, but he throws him out. 1 down.
He hit that right on a button.
And his father, Marek, was very honest. He said, I don't know anything about baseball, but, you know, again, I think Max doing pretty good. Max, and He said he played a little ball, some softball or some baseball. And his daughter Emma there. Emma going to college here and just graduated from a junior college in Tallahassee.
You know what? I signed at 18. I can't imagine being drafted or being signed out of Germany at 16 years old like Max Kepler was.
And I didn't know this, having talked with his mother today with SANO at the plate. When the Twins signed him, of course, they brought him over to Fort Myers, and was at Fort Myers South High School, right by the complex there.
South Fort Myers.
His mother Kathy came with him and lived in Fort Myers while he was going to school in Fort Myers. Missing inside 2-0. And she said, Max pleaded, said, look, I'll be fine. I want to go over there by myself. And Kathy, being the concerned mother, said, hey, you're 16 years old. You're not going to a different country by yourself. Right. So she came with him. 2-0. And SANO blasts one down the line. And gone, a home run. Home run number 16 for Miguel SANO, and it's 4-2.
That's what the Twins want to see out of SANO. His last 2 at-bats, got a base hit in the 6th, and did not miss this one. This is a line drive home run, second home run that Ramirez has allowed. And the Twins take a 4-2 lead. Didn't take long for this to leave the ballpark.
He figured out that if you hit them high here, they can hit catwalks and bounce back on the field of play. But if you hit them low like that, they simply leave in a hurry.
And they'll break seats.
Rosario off the bench, and now SANO, an insurance run in the 8th, and here's Kurt Suzuki. Ball 1. 31 pitches for Ramirez, and that's going to probably shut him down at least through tomorrow's game. You see how the game is different, don't you? You've got one team with 12 pitchers and the ability to more freely use the bench, and then the other team is handcuffed to the point where MAILE's not an accomplished hitter. At least he hasn't proven he's hitting 180 in parts of 2 seasons. And the Rays have nowhere to go to pinch hit for him. It may end up being the difference in this ball game here tonight. Fly ball right center field. Kiermaier with the catch, 2 down. And of course, 12-man pitching staff, 13-man pitching staff. That's all dependent on the starting pitchers. Some flexibility in the bullpen, guys who can finish one inning and maybe get through the next, that helps. But if your starters can get you into the 7th inning, as Santana did, and if they can do that on a regular basis, you can get by with 12 pitchers.
Yeah, I don't know if this was the goal for Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, and Kevin Cass, the manager, to let Ramirez go deep into the ball game. But with Rosario pinch hitting, there wasn't a lefty out of that bullpen.
They warmed one up too late.
Right.
Here's Grossman, and he takes a strike, now a ball. Two and 1. Disappointing year for the Rays. They're in the bottom of their division. Here's a ball hit to right center field and deep. Souza going back. That ball's back and off the wall. Grossman has an extra base hit, and he'll pull up at second with a 2-out double. Not too many offers for Robbie Grossman when he's been given consistent playing time, and he waited till his last at bat here tonight to get his first hit.
Well, good solid swing right here on a fastball that maybe a little cutter that came right into the swing of Grossman. This ball for a second looked like it was going to go out, hit high off the wall. Well, it's a 2-out double.
And now Escobar. While the Twins were in Kansas City, the Rays were hosting the Royals here, and they split 4 games. But it's apparent that at least through the 8th inning, the Rays are going to try to get through the game with just 2 pitchers used. Their starter, SNELL, and Ramirez. Escobar has a chance to tack on another run with a hit. And he takes strike one. A little flare behind third. Longoria makes the catch to end the inning, but Miguel Sano pulls one down the left field line to make it a 4-2 Twins lead. A high fly to deep left center field. It hit the catwalk, I think. That ball hit the catwalk over the left field fence. That might be the hardest ball I've ever seen hit. 2-0. And Sano blasts one down the line. And gone, a home run. Loft here at Tropicana Field is overrated.
Yes, with those catwalks.
Kiermaier will face Presley. And there is strike one. Now Sano's home run may have allowed a little more flexibility here for the Twins in the 8th inning. It's a 2-run lead. The Rays have a lefty Kiermaier, a righty Longoria, another lefty Miller due up, but with it being a 2-run lead, Presley can start the inning.
Yeah, I think I think Paul Molitor and Neil Allen's idea is hopefully get Kiermaier out and let Presley face Longoria,
right.
And then you've got Rogers warming up, maybe to face Miller.
And if the first two guys are retired, maybe let it ride with Presley since you've now got a 2-run lead. Check swing, but he went. You know, I went out over that where that catwalk is, where Sano hit the ball, and it is lined up 50 feet short of the fence. And it was so high, and as Miguel recounted before batting practice today, it hadn't started coming down yet. And you can see he was into his home run trot. He ended up getting a double in the dirt, and it's 2-2.
Which I don't understand. We found out what the ruling are, the A, B, C, and I guess that's the C type of catwalk. If it hits that, it's supposed to be a home run. I don't know if they changed the ruling.
Well, he's learned his lesson. Hit line drive. Hit 2 irons. Don't hit 7 irons.
There's that nasty curveball right there by Presley. Picks up a strikeout. So 3 batters he has faced, 3 outs. Straight over the top. Biter.
And if he hadn't swung at it, it might have been a called strike. 1 down, and now Longoria. Longoria 0 for 3. Did hit a warning track fly ball to Kepler in right field in the 3rd inning. One strike. And we showed you that he See Garton and Jepson getting loose. Jepson on the right there. We showed you where the Twins pitched Longoria for him to hit 5 home runs in 4 games, and that was one of the frustrations. They kept throwing it right down the middle. And much like Kepler's 4 home runs against Cleveland, the pitches were all the same pitches in pretty much the same spot, and the results were the same. Here's a ball lifted to right. Kepler under it. Longoria retired, and we'll see if the Twins make a move here for Rogers or let it ride with Presley. 2 down. Join us Monday, September 5th against the Royals for Eduardo Escobar and Friends Labor Day celebration benefiting Venezuelan youth. Special ticket package includes tickets on the Budweiser roof deck, a post-game meet and greet with Eduardo Escobar and other Twins players, and more. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/Escobar or call 800-33-TWINS. It will be Taylor Rogers assigned the task of getting Brad Miller. We talked about having some bullpen flexibility, pitchers who can get outs in 1 inning and come back, get as many as you need in the next inning, and Presley did that tonight.
Well, you know what, and he got some quick outs too in the 4 outs he is able to get. So I think you want to keep him maybe for tomorrow. He'll probably be ready, and then if not, then Sunday. But Taylor Rogers coming in, making his 35th relief appearance, done a great job. 38 2/3 innings, only 8 walks, 39 strikeouts.
Facing Miller, who homered his last time up, his 20th of the year, but only 1 of those home runs has come against a left-handed pitcher. 1 strike. Just missed with the fastball. And of course, with the trades of last week, other guys have to step up, and Rogers essentially moving into the role that was held by veteran Fernando Abad. On the ground is short. Escobar fields, throws on target, and a clean 8th inning for the Twins bullpen. It's still 4-2. Sano with a home run and a single. The Twins trailed early. Got a big pinch hit. A home run from Eddie Rosario. Now Ryan Garten in his third stint with the Rays bullpen will pitch to the Twins here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, he walks 2 intentional, 16 strikeouts for a guy that goes straight over the top with a fastball, curveball, and a slider. Little cut fastball also. 17 2/3 innings, 20 hits allowed in his rookie season with the Rays.
Polanco takes up an away ball 1. Polanco, Rosario, and Dozier. Twins got 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. That's up the middle. Beckham gets the first stop, juggles it, and Polanco will reach.
Yeah, I don't think he would have even gotten Polanco because of his speed. He got jammed right there. But Polanco gets down that line very quickly.
An air charge to Beckham.
Boy. Ball had a lot of spin on it too. Take a look. Got jammed right there. The ball hit, and you can almost see it going towards, you know, more shortstop. Polanco hustling down the line, but it will be an error on Beckham, his 4th error of the year.
Now Rosario, who teed off on a first pitch fastball from Ramirez and clobbered it into the seats in right center. Rosario pinch hit for Buxton. Gave the Twins a lead. Now they've added another run, looking for more insurance in the 9th. Twins now have hit 131 home runs in 109 games. And it sure looks as if this Twins team, here's Rosario's home run, the first of 2 tonight for the Twins.
They jump on the first pitch from Ramirez, and that gave the Twins a 3-2 lead. Second pinch hit performance for Rosario. Both of them the same result. 2 2-run home runs.
It sure looks as if this Twins team is going to end up hitting 200 home runs this year. Maybe a few less, maybe a few more. Twins haven't had a team hit that many home runs since 1964. Taken low, 1-0. Given the pace that they're hitting home runs now, you can see 225 with Allison and Jimmy Hall and Killebrew, of course, and then in 220 in 1964 Tony Oliva joined the crew. And now ball 2 and a trip to the mound. Let's see, on a pace for 194, but jokingly I said the other night they didn't hit 1 in April, so they're on a much more rapid pace than that.
Yeah, 21 in April, 31 in May, 36 in June, and 28 last month. And they're off to a great start this month.
And a base hit slap to left by Rosario. First and second, nobody out.
So Rosario coming off the bench, a 2-run home run, then gets a look like a sinker down and away. Didn't try to pull it, just took it into left field.
I just didn't want to leave anybody off because those early 60s Twins teams were the Twins teams of my youth. Allison hit 32 that year. Earl Batty hit a dozen. Jimmy Hall 25. Harmon hit 49. Don Mincher 23. Oliva 32. Rich Rollins hit a dozen. Zoilo Versalles hit 20. Here's Dozier. Squaring the bunt, dropping down a beautiful bunt. And Dozier is out on a sacrifice bunt. That pitch was eye high, it appeared. And he was able to get the bat on top of it and drop it down.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the bunt sign right there, but Brian Dozier, his second sacrifice, advancing the runners, deadening the ball. MAILE, the catcher, has to come out barehanded, wheel and throw. And Dozier just stays out of it, but should get high fives what he's doing right there.
Yeah.
Good job.
And it completely changes this inning and might very well put Max Kepler in another bases loaded situation with his dad watching.
He has the only Twins grand slam this year.
Mauer with first base open might very well be walked here.
Let's see, Maile, if he.
Well, they've got the infield in here, so it looks like at least at the start of this plate appearance, they're going to pitch to him. Mauer with a single and a walk, a ground ball to short, and a strikeout. Oh, a strike called inside.
A hard breaking ball right there.
Well, that they've even thrown a strike to Mauer, I think, tells you that the Rays were paying attention to what Kepler did in Cleveland. 23-year-old rookie is protecting the veteran Joe Mauer. Up and away. One and one. One and two.
Good hard breaking ball there.
Well, I thought this would be, if not an intentional walk, an unintentional intentional walk. Kinsler's warmed up, ready to go. Let's get a hit here. It won't be a save situation. 1 and 2 to Mauer. Driven to the left field corner, down for a hit, and 2 runs will score. Mauer digs for second, and he's in with a double. And the error, the single, the sacrifice bunt lead to at least 2 more runs here in the ninth.
And he decided to pitch to Joe Mauer, and Joe Mauer, of course, a very, very good hitter. He's been one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. Takes this breaking ball the other way. In front of Dickerson, he fought that ball. He knocked it down, thought he had it in a glove, went back, retrieved it. But it's a double for Joe, his 16th of the year, driving in now 41 runs on the season.
And now Kepler. And I propose to you that if Kepler hadn't done what he did in Cleveland, Joe Mauer never would have seen a strike. As it is, they decided to throw some strikes to Mauer. He made him pay with a double, and now Kepler will bat 1-0. Two and 0. You know, and it's probably okay, because I'm not sure that Marek Rosicki even knows what a grand slam is. I think if he saw Max trot around the bases, a 2-run home run, a 4-run home run, it wouldn't make any difference. And now 3-0. Kepler struck out his first 2 times up, drew a walk on the 6th, and then hit a hard one hopper right at Forsythe in the 8th. Taking, and it's 3-1.
Squared up, he's saying.
Three and 2. Doing almost all of their scoring in the late innings. 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 2 so far here in the 9th.
Strikes out for the 3rd time in a ball game.
And SANO will have a chance with Mauer at second. Well, the Twins are also getting Buddy Boshears loosened up. We've seen Kinsler be brought in with a 4-run lead, but if SANO gets a hit or a home run here, it might be Boshears asked to finish the game. Outside, ball 1. And a base hit to left. Mauer will be held at third. Sounded like SANO cracked his bat. Here's a throw lobbed in from left fielder Dickerson. But SANO now has 3 straight hits, and that'll bring Suzuki up.
Well, it's a funny game. You know, here SANO was struggling. They're thinking, okay, if they activate Plouffe, you know, they send him down, and strikes out his first 2 at-bats. Gets that base hit, the home run, another base hit. He's that type of guy, and you know, power hitters are that way. They get hot, boy, they could carry a ball club. And if they get cold, they stay cold for a while.
First and third, Suzuki looking for his first hit. A ground ball and 3 pop-ups. Turned him away. One and 0. Two and 0. Another fly ball off the bat of Suzuki, and this one carrying right to Kiermaier. Twins had 2 more runs in the ninth. Won't be a safe situation. It'll be Brandon Kinsler coming in to try to pin it down. Joe Mauer now has 6 doubles in August, and he had what, 8 by the All-Star break, something like that. And he got a big double in the 9th inning to drive in a couple more runs. And Brandon Kinsler won't have a save opportunity. He'll just try to, in an orderly fashion, get the 3 outs needed.
Well, kind of like what he did on Tuesday in Cleveland, where he finished off that ball game in the 10-6 win over the Indians. Had a strikeout. His only outing in that 4-game series in Cleveland. He threw 12 pitches, 8 for strikes. Kinsler's allowed 33 hits in 34 2/3 innings.
Nick Franklin, first man he faces.
Yeah, only 3 walks for Kinsler and 22 strikeouts.
Missing outside, ball 1. Franklin, Dickerson, and Souza, the scheduled batters. One and one. Franklin singled in the first run for the Rays back in the first inning.
Yeah, we had a pitcher's duel really the first 6 innings.
Yeah.
Twins offense put 5 runs on the board.
Driven foul. The Twins bullpen did a nice job after Santana gave up the double to Beckham. Ryan Presley got 4 outs. Taylor Rogers got 1, and now Kinsler assigned the task of getting 3 with 2 strikes. Twins will shift the infield. Escobar pulling over on the right side of the infield. Fly ball center field. Rosario's out there now. 1 down. And that'll get us to Corey Dickerson. But first, time now for What's Next, brought to you by Century Link. Jose Barrios will go for the Twins. Chris Archer's had a disappointing year. Look at that, 15 losses already for Chris Archer.
Yeah, his last 3 starts have been a lot more consistent for Archer. And Jose Barrios, remember the outing in Cleveland? He gave up 3 runs in the first. Then he pitched 5 shutout innings, looking hopefully to stay on track like he did the last 5.
Find out, of course, but I'm guessing he's going to pitch really well here in this ballpark, indoors. Was just, I don't know. We'll find out.
Hope so.
I'm expecting him to pitch a good ball game tomorrow.
He's got that going for him.
So when the bullpen's warming up in the second inning, remember, I told you so. 1 strike. And another foul, 2 strikes. As we've said a time or two, I think you never know where you're going to find your next closer. It might be a failed starter. It might be a journeyman guy like Brandon Kinsler. One of the best closers in Twins history. Eddie Guardado was a failed starter. The Twins weren't sure quite what to do with him. They put him in the role, even though I think Eddie would be the first to tell you there were other guys on the pitching staff that had better stuff. LaTroy Hawkins among them.
Right. But
Eddie was the guy and made the All-Star team 3 times.
Yeah, and it became everyday Eddie. That's the way we know him and love him.
1 and 2. To left. Grossman's there, 2 down. Kinsler's getting fly ball outs and line drive outs. He doesn't mind as long as he gets outs, but typically his outs come on the ground.
Yeah, he's an attacker. Okay, he doesn't walk anybody. We mentioned only 3 walks for Kinsler in 34 2/3 innings coming into this outing, and 22 strikeouts. He'll pick up a strikeout here or there, but he makes that opponent put the ball in play.
And now Souza. You look at the great relief pitchers, and they do that, don't they? They throw it over the plate. They don't walk people. Bounce to the right side, the ground ball, base hit. So Kinsler finally gets somebody to hit the ball on the ground, and it's a 4-hopper through the hole on the right side.
Yeah, Souza picks up his first hit of the ball game.
They'll bring up Beckham.
And then for the Rays, they're 7th.
Beckham with a pair of doubles against Santana. As it turned out, neither double influenced the scoreboard.
Come on, Tim, what do you say, man? Get ahead of it now.
One surprise, the Twins expected to get fastballs like that, 92 miles per hour. We've seen Kinsler throw in the mid-90s, which no one expected. That awful sound.
Isn't that a great way to end the ball game? What a great sound.
And a weak pop-up, and the Twins are right now on a 4-1 mark on this road trip.
Well, they went back to their ace, Irvin Santana. He did a great job. Bullpen. 2 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Good job by them, and some great timely hitting, especially by Eddie Rosario, the big 2-run pinched hit home run.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins went deep twice here tonight, ended up winning the opener of this 3-game series.